Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. Last episode we left off in the prison. And that's exactly where we're continuing this episode. So as always in the prison we have a trial to do. The first of 6. And as always I'm very curious to see how much damage the traps are actually going to do to me. I took the opportunity in between episodes to have a quick look over my gear. I actually upgraded my boots. I now have very fine newly crafted Goliath greaves that have 25% increased movement speed, so we just zip around. Also 62 to maximum life is really nice for boosting my life. It basically went from 2700 something to 28,500. So without the golem I had 200 regen per second, with the golem is 275 life regenerated per second. I would say that's a fair amount. Also my armor is still slowly going up in an unbuffed state. Basically the default state I'm resisting 56% of the average monster damage of my own level. Given that I'm 7 levels over leveled. Probably doing a bit better against the locals. Resistances are 40s, 50s. It's okay for having just arrived in Merciless and just blitzing through things. Let's see, monsters, pack of magic monsters, 5 extra items, mirrored items, and it ignites me. That's part of a portal. Or a totem, I mean, not a portal. Can't kill things with portals. Need totems to kill things. Boom, boom, yes. They killed my golem and he's not coming back. Okay, you, deal damage to me. Come on, you can do it. Come on, I'm daring you. Deal damage to me. Blight Lords. You can't rely on them. Just can't rely on them. Let's head on over. Not there either. Minimaps, slightly confusing as always. Another Fist Reflect. Actually, if you don't really have any endurance charges up, Fist Reflect actually hurts a little bit. But once you got your Fortify up and your endurance charges, you're just immortal. Alright, we need to go through there. We got an obstacle along the way. Yep, okay, got hit for a little bit of damage. This is on a timed mechanism. Okay, yes, okay, so this is more or less the same default timer at 1. Ow. Let's see how fast we can just go through here. Haha, we made it through. Still circular, that's not what we're using. Ah, there's a bunch of Perandus boys over here. Okay, they're spawning in the middle of the field of spikes here. Also, interestingly, have a look at my life. It's not moving, I'm fighting in the middle of spikes. Or I was. This is the power of lots of life regen. Some traps you can simply ignore. This is one of those builds that the further you get into the game, the more powerful it seems to become, rather than losing some of its power. Because a lot of builds I've previously played, they started off okay, but the further you got into the game, the more difficult it became to sustain a build. You lost survivability, you lost damage. There was always something that you lost in the build. This build only seems to gain more and more and more. I think at this point, if you're starting hardcore, this is probably a build I would actually recommend you. It's It's not very difficult. It's not really gear dependent. I mean, using the belt recipe to get yourself a two-handed mace with extra physical damage, that's more or less the most complicated thing that you need to craft, and just pay a little bit of attention to your links. I think this build probably wants 4 links. Actually, I'm only using 4 links. Don't even use 5 or 6 links. So 4 links are very attainable for everyone. 5 links, you need luck. But 4 links are very attainable, and also very attainable early on. So I think, yeah, for now, this is going to be my recommendation for if you're starting on hardcore, start it with this. So especially if you're just leveling with Sunder, then you got most of the components already. And at level 28 you just swap out Sunder for Earthquake and you're good to go. Whereas if you contrast it with my previous build, the Shadow Caster, or the Shadow Chaos Caster to be more specific, the Contagion Essence Drain build, that has a bit of a slow ramp up. It's a hit and run style. It uses evasion and energy shield pretty heavily, and it's fun, but it is a glass cannon that you play in a very strong skirmisher style. You can probably go through there, yes. So if you don't like the hit and running, or no, if you actually get hit before you can run, chances are you're gonna lose your character. So it's not as new player friendly. While this build, it's relatively foolproof. Ooh, we're looking for more rings. See if I can fill out my cold resistant hole. Oh, it's really with the endurance charges. It's pretty much okay to go for Merveil with lower resists. This is just an insanely sustainable build. But as I was saying, this build is foolproof. I can go against Merciless Merveil, 25% base cold resist or 26. Should not be an issue, just because I have a big life pool, a lot of armor, and a lot of health regen to just stay alive in those tough situations. Probably have to play a caster of some sort next season to see if we can find a caster that's also relatively gear independent. Because I more or less exclusively play hardcore self-found in the leagues. So every league I start off completely fresh with my economy, so to say, and then I rely on what I find myself. I have been... I am interested in actually at some point doing the opposite and actually looking at trading, what it is, because if you keep watching the quote-unquote top players, at least the players that are very active and visible in the community, they are very strongly into trading, and they basically all say that, well, trading is about half of the game. Also got it by Rogue Exile, that's gonna be fun. So if I'm not trading, does that mean I'm actually missing out on half of the game? That would be a shame.
I cannot carry this.
Let's see. Anything interesting in here? Nope. I got. Well, maybe once I hit the end game with this character, that might also be an interesting way. Now, once I defeat Malachi, Merciless Malachi, solo with all the self-found gear I've got. After I've done that, then I've defeated the game itself. Then I can start playing maps, and at some point I might find a plateau. That might be a good point to start looking for interesting trades. Maybe I can get my hands on some endgame items to further improve the build. And people have been asking me as well for making a proper build on the forums and such for the build I'm playing. One of the reasons I'm reluctant to do that is because I don't really know a lot about endgame items and things you could only obtain by trading, because they are so rare. You don't really have a chance of actually finding them. But if I, in the end game, actually start looking into trading and seeing how I can improve this build via trading, maybe we have a way to actually make everything come together over there. Quickly put everything into the box, and then... Wait, this is not my useful box, this is my sorting box. Always useful if you have some spare tabs. Keep one for just sort later, so you can just put it in and keep going. It's useful while mapping. It's also very useful if you're recording, like I am now. But also if you're playing with friends. No, you want to spend more time playing with your friends, not selling stuff to Tarkly or sorting stuff in your inventory or in your stash. Strongworks. Okay. Let's see what we can get out of this. Mirrored monsters. An additional unique item. I like it. Also mirrored. So we... Whoa! What the heck happened there? Definitely gonna watch this one, because I lost about 2500 life there and I have no clue to what. Superior nailed fists. Ah, I didn't get a mirrored from that one. That would have been funny. Last resort. Extra attack speed when low on life, 100% increased physical damage, 2 to 10 fists, increased claw fist when low on life, increased accuracy when low on life. My dual claw Viper Striker probably would have liked to have it while leveling, but level 30 now, he's not gonna be interested in that anymore. Gonna Frenzy Charge. Oh, we can do that. Corrupted area. This is gonna be the episode with lots of side events, I suspect. Okay. Or would it be that because there were a lot of frost mages around and I didn't have my endurance charges up, of course, so my cold resist was low, so I took a lot more damage than I normally do. Might be it. By the way, let's see what this does. Rogue Exile, Lightning Storm, summons skeletons, and items have a whole 3% quality. Imagine all the opportunities. 3% quality. Okay, I'm gonna put my totem in there, that one there, and that's gonna jump out. Cause it's... Ooh, go with chopper. I just hammer time from the side here. Okay. And that is that. Hollowed hybrids. It's actually not bad for the amount of mana you get back, but I don't need mana anymore. That's the interesting bit about this one. Yeah, let's keep going. Let's see. Other. This is definitely a build that wants to keep going, wants to keep moving. As long as you're moving, you got all your charges up, you got your fortify up. That way you keep sustaining your tank. If you pause too much, like for example before a chest, then you actually start off in a weakened state when the enemy pressure is too high. So, well, without having actually rewatched the video, I'm assuming that's where I made my mistake. I probably should have opened the chest right away, rather than first analyzing it, setting it up, and just being a general slowpoke about it. Oh, this guy can be nasty as well. Shadow of Malice. Boom, got him. Wild Ladder. Already got this one. Foxy Shade, but 2 uniques in a single run. Not gonna complain too much about that. Sacrifice at Dusk, don't have that one yet either. Okay. Onwards. Onwards. Also, we just walked past the Warden's quarters.
Your brawn is about to meet its match. Give the Warden my
Will my brawn meet its match? That's the question, Piety. I distinctly doubt it. Puny Warden can't match my might. Well, I hope. Ooh, Perandus Golden Horde. That's a nice bonus on our way to Mr. Warden. Hey. And we keep following the trail of blood. Warden's chambers. Hello there. How are you today? Here.
Come and share it.
As I say, at the beginning of the encounter you are at your weakest. Once you're charged up, then it becomes very, very annoying or difficult for enemies to take you down. But that's actually why maxing your resistances helps you, because at least then elemental resistances wise you don't have a built-in weakness. Also, I picked up a bunch of stuff. Let's get rid of it. Also, we got Goliath gauntlets, which unmodded have more armor than what I currently have, so let's go with that. And at least we have something to upgrade into later. Okay. Also, selling a 6 socket item gives you 7 jeweler's orbs. Very, very useful. And again, just put this in the sorting box and put this one in the useful box so I can remember to actually do something with it later. And I think we got enough time to get another waypoint. You got Prisoner's Gate, we can probably make it a bit further. It's level 57, we're 60 something. Yeah, grab that one. Okay, let's do some smashing. Interesting. That's a new line. The strength isn't everything brute. Usually she says find your way inland.
Return to the dirt.
That's also very interesting how the frame rate keeps fluctuating as different things happen, as different effects are on the screen. So the default is that it's just rock solid 60 FPS. And if I actually run it uncapped, frame rate can go up to 250 frames per second in certain situations. But no, there's no point if your screen can't render more than 60, of actually, no, letting the game generate more than 60. So running with something like V-Sync-On or frame cap saves you some resources, makes the fans spin up less, and in case like you're recording, like I am, it's less stress on the system, so you have more available resources to actually encode the video while recording. So it's generally a good experience. But some situations that's normally very high FPS just drops down to like 30 or 40 FPS. The Perandus Golden Horde is one of those things, but there's lots of very shiny effects on the screen. Game is not always appreciative of that. Let's see. You guys, boom. Bomb. It's not even the aftershock that kills most enemies, it's just the first hit. And then the Herald of Ash overkill. It's very, very powerful. And there is the ship graveyard. Well, you know what?
Inner quarter, mother of the dead. Is this your land I walk upon?
Well, that's not exactly what I was wondering about, Mr. Juggernaut. Actually thinking we might just blitz our way to Merveil. Just grab the waypoint here. I mean, we're only gonna get a single skill point from the Slave Girl quest. It's never actually that exciting. So in the end, my goal is to get to the end game.
You there. Let me bend your
Oh,
ear.
Vegan. Oh, we can blitz him.
You're veritably. Let's see how quick.
Okay. And bye bye. Come on. Here.
Now that
Yes.
was a fight even.
Thank you. Unexamined secret, blah blah blah. Good. On the other hand, if you find it, might as well. An extra skill point is useful. Hey, what? You didn't die in a aftershock. That's interesting. Dear. Just some puddles of water that just happen to be alive. Nothing to see. Move along. Oh, another yellow ghost. With the actual ghost. Okay, ghost, go possess the ghost. Ah, he died before. That's just sad. Because he was really looking forward to it, and then the other ghost died, so he couldn't possess him. Would have been fun, ghost possessing a ghost. Don't think I've ever seen it. Wonder if there's an achievement for that. Just because it's such a funny combination. Hey, Soiter. Where are you? Strangle Charm. Yes, there's Strangle Charm. Then we get the All Flame. Ship Graveyard. And of course we have the quest for finding Fairgraves. The ever elusive. It ought to be near water, right? Oh, hold on. Okay, Merveil's Cave. Let's actually grab the waypoint in here, quickly go back, find Fairgraves. Must have overlooked him somewhere. Okay. Okay, then it's the upper part here somewhere. Usually he's near the water. There's not a lot of other places he could be still. Then again, I'm sometimes wrong about that. Right. Here, I have a totem, some smashes. Have a look. It's staring me right in the face, right? Why did I completely overlook that? It says Fairgrace. It literally says Fairgrace on the map.
Friend.
I think I was complaining or was mixing him up with a vegan maybe, because he was also on the map.
How do we remember you, Fairgrace?
Okay,
Your death will be much
we
celebrated.
get out. And quick chat with Nessa. We don't get a skill point, but we do get a Samite helmet actually. That's already properly 4-linked and everything. So might as well get to the rare. Vestal, give me a book. Oh yeah.
Greetings.
Sell things. Anything interesting about this? It is on the same level, of course. It's about half of my armor. There's some resists on there, but it's half of my armor. Also, no lunge, but I could craft that. Well, nah, this is not gonna be worth it. Skill points, yes. Indomitable, extra armor, and 20% reduced extra damage from crits. That's gonna be very, very nice. 58% damage reduction,
Hello.
just 6,000 armor base. We put one in the box. And we go after Merveil. Yes. Slightly longer episode than usual, but that's basically because I can't help myself by going after vegan quests and corrupted side areas, or just going after the all flame anyway. Amarissa, Daughter of Merveil. You are a pancake now. Also, let's see, there. Haha. That's not the way, is it? No, that is, well, bringer of fragility. We can deal with that. Plated mole. That's once again, it's a downgrade. So that's more points. It's not linked either, so that would have been fun. Never actually found anything that's 6-linked. I think I managed to craft it either. Just 6 sockets that I've been able to find, but never linked. So why are you making such a fuss here? Looks like there is a passage here, and I'm right. Oh, Perandus Horde. The Golden Horde. And we vanquished them. Serrated foil. That's up here. And the chest, yes. Don't often see height differences here. Oh, corrupted area. Elemental equilibrium, interesting, because I do some fire damage. Men's monsters have physical damage reduction. Interesting. Can't help myself, as I say. I feel compelled to go in here. And we still do a ton of damage. Really. What are you? Nullifier. I'll nullify you. So they already resist elements, doesn't really matter. Just standard stunning everything. Oh, cost of damage taken setup leveled up further. Now need to take 1600 damage. Actually slightly more than my half of my life. I need to up my game. I need to get about 3300 life now to make sure that I can at least cast it twice before dying. Not that I intend to die, but... Boom. Ooh, Mother of the Hive. We can deal with her. Cobalt Jewel. All perfusing, Noble Claw. Boom, 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 boom. What did we get? Foul Flame Blast. Also, Brute Force Solution. 20 int, strength from passives in the radius is transformed to intelligence. Interesting. Very useful if you're playing an intelligence-based caster or something. And for some reason you want a bunch of passives or keystones from the Marauder / Templar area. You can turn all that strength into sweet intelligence. Or the reverse actually. Is it a large radius or small? It's a large, okay, so maybe less useful if you're playing a Marauder and you need a bit of hint. I mean, for example, I use a couple of blue supports, so I need 111 intelligence by... Basically by the time those supports are level 20. So, well, getting 100 int with that might not be a bad way to get it. Also need it for dex, but... Can we go through there? Yes, we can. Okay. There's something there. I think I missed a passage that was just not obvious. Let's go back. Or is that just a coast? Yeah, I can't get there. No. Also, there's a passage over there. I just have the feeling it's not going to be close to the entrance. That's why I'm looking for possible exits on this side. It's probably this, just overlooked it. It's relatively easy to overlook things anyway. Maps are also twisty. And that's Merveil taunting. Cavern of Anger. It's also interesting, the story between Merveil and the Resso. A couple days ago they posted an announcement about something of the Star of Rayclast, which is a big ruby necklace, I think. And that is I don't know, it was pretty heavily tied to the lore. And the last known owner of that necklace was actually Merveil. She had received it from Duresso as basically as a wedding ring in necklace form. But apparently it kind of drove her mad. And mad in a I'm slowly turning into a squid kind of way. And also with the poems of her waiting for his return. Apparently he just set sail for Rayclast at some point, never to return. It's yet another little bit of hint of what the story is about, what the background is about. And still I don't have the complete picture. I think I've listened to every bit of lore in the game already. There's just so much of it. And also, well, there's so much, but at the same time, so much of it is not there. So a lot of the story is still left to be told. Which of course creates a lot of opportunities for interesting new content and things like that. And we are seeing piles of gold, which means we're close. So, Merveil, I'm coming for you. Here, meet my hammer.
True face!
Okay, she hurts. Not gonna deny that. If you don't have a lot of cold resist, she hurts. This is almost like fighting a fair fight. What's wrong with me? I'm fighting a nearly fair fight. That's not how I've been playing for like the last entire difficulty level. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, Squid Lady is gone. Aha, we defeated her.
Rest with Hinekora, mother of the dead.
Ooh, a Karui Mole. That's what I'm using. 50% increased fizz. Potentially could craft some extra physical damage on top of it. This bears looking at. The other hand, sockets are hard to replicate. Well, either way. I'm actually just gonna sign off here and then make my own way to town. In the next episode we're gonna tackle the usual northern part of Act 2 town for a bit. So, as always, I'm gonna thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.